Hey guys, gonna see how fast I can make this video for you. It's a little bit of a help out for mixing in Pro Tools with hardware elements. Okay, we're gonna start off by making our I/O in Pro Tools. I'm gonna need two inputs. And that's gonna be for our reamp, so we're gonna call that reamp close, and then tab down for reamp room. Okie dokie. I'm going to assign that to channels 17 and 18 on the board to keep them away from all our other stuff. And then we need a couple outputs as well. We need one mono output, and then I'm going to go Command plus on the numeric key, and then Command right to make it stereo. Our first mono one is going to be called reamp, and our stereo is going to be the mains. Okay, I'm going to make my mains on 23 and 24, and I'm going to put my reamp on 19, so it's right beside the mic channels for the reamp. Alright, I am then going to go to my console and make sure that I have channels 17 and 18 right here set to mic level by flipping them. Oops, 17 and 18. There we go. 17 and 18 ready now for our mics to come. Channel 19 is going to be our reamp right here. So we keep it line level, green, and we just attenuate the signal down to about -35 for a good starting point for our Guitar DI reamp. Okay, back to the I/O. We're going to need some buses for all of our grouping. I'm going to go new path. I'm going to need one mono bus for my bass guitar. And then I'm going to go Command plus, and I'm going to need Command right to make the rest stereo. Need 4 of them, and I'm just going to name them in here. So we need drums, tab down, guitars, I'm going to name them aux to keep things consistent. Okay, and then tab, tab. We also need vocal effects, and then vocals aux. Alright, sorry if it's a bit blurry while I'm typing. Okay, that's great for our buses. That's ready to go. We're also going to need our inserts. So, we have got 4 mono inserts, and then Command plus, Command right for stereo. And we've got 2 stereo 2 stereo inserts. So I can just create that, and I'm going to start labeling them. We've got ACP88 channel 1, ACP88 channel 2, ACP88 channel 3. Then we've got, then we've got DBX 1066, the left channel of the hardware unit, followed by DBX 162 SL linked, and then ACP88 channels 7, well here we'll put a dash, 7 and 8. Okay, so I'm going to assign those now to 1, 2, 3, 4. Our linked will be 5 and 6, and then our 7 and 8 will be 7 and 8 for the ACP. Alright, that's kind of why we were keeping the guitar reamp stuff away from channels 1 through 8. Alrighty, so I can hit OK. I am now ready to make my track listing from scratch. I'm going to go track new, and I need 8 mono audios for the drums. Command plus. I'm going to have 1 stereo aux for the drums, followed by Command plus. Going to have 5 mono audios for the guitars, followed by Command plus 1 stereo aux for the guitars. I am then going to go Command plus, and I need 2 mono audios for the bass, followed by Command plus, Command down for 1 mono aux for the bass, Command plus, I've got 1 mono audio for the vocals, plus Command right for stereo, and then Command down for aux. I need 2 stereo auxes for the end. That's for the vocals, the effects, and the final bus. Enter. We get everything dropped at the same time. Nice and handy. Okay, I gotta label stuff quickly now. Kick. Command down. Snare. Command down. Tom 1. Command down. Tom 2. Command down. Tom 3. Down. Overhead left. Command down. Overhead right. Command down. Room. Drums. Aux. Guitar DI1. Guitar close 1. Guitar room 1. Guitar 2 close. Guitar 2 room. Guitars aux. Then we've got bass DI, bass amp, bass aux, followed by Vox mic for vocals, Vox effects, and Vox aux. Oops. Alright, quite a bit of naming, but we're done, so enter. I'm going to hit Command equals to bring up my mix window, and I'm going to start by grouping a bunch of my stuff here. First of all, I want to get rid of all my inputs, so I'm just going to hold down Option and pick No. Gotta put down the phone for this. So, quickly. So there we go, I just paused it for a second, held down Option, and then I just picked any input and went to no input. Alright, now to start grouping, I'm going to highlight just the drums, because that's all I want. Again, I'm going to have to pause this for a second. Okay, so there we go. I've selected all my drum channels just by picking the first one, clicking while I'm holding down Shift, and then clicking on the last one. Okay, then I can hold down Shift Option, and then I can pick the group I want to send it to. Again, I'll pause for a second. Already you can see here, by holding down Shift and Option while I had all the drum channels selected, I then picked the first drop down in the list while I was holding down Shift Option and chose drum aux. That assigned it to all of them. Okay, then I'm going to want to make sure I have that same drum aux as the input for my drum aux and have that aux go to the mains. Okay, we're going to continue on like that for all of our other channels. Okay, back from another pause, you can just basically see here that I have assigned all of the guitar channels to the guitar aux, made sure the input was a guitar aux, so on for the bass, and for the vocals. Okay, there's one more auxiliary track, and that's for the parallel effect on the vocal mic. You can see the vocal mic here. I'm going to load up Vox effect as a send. I am going to set it to 0. You just hold down Option and 0, that'll do that. But I'm going to keep it post because it's an effect. Then I want to make sure that the input for the Vox effects track is that same aux. So really we've just got a vocal mic, a parallel effect, that then all sums into the final vocal aux. Okay, great. Next thing I'm going to do is do my pans really fast and easy. Just quickly pan out the toms a bit for that stereo aux. And I'm also going to pan my guitars, the microphone channels, hard left, and the second one goes hard right. Okay, there's also a little bit of routing to do for the guitar reamp. Guitar 1 is going to be reamped, so guitar DI1 is going to come out of our reamp channel that was set up over here on channel 19. It's just going to be normal straight to it. And then we also want to make sure that we have inputs selected for our guitar mics. So I'm going to pause this one again. The hotkey for this is if I just select both of these, close one and room one, using the shift key, I can then hold down Shift Option Command, and while I'm holding them down, pick the first input in the list, and they will cascade in the right order. The next one will be reamp room, the first one will be reamp close. So I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm back, and you can see that I have done the cascade order. We've got reamp close, and a cascade reamp room right after. Nice and handy. Now, if I record arm those two channels, I've got my normaling set up so that once we put the mics up in the live room, as long as I plug them into 1718 on that mic panel, they will normal to channel 1718 here that we have set up for mic level. We can just give them some gain. Alrighty, so that's about it for the routing. We're now going to set up our hardware inserts. We've got our DBX 1066 on the snare. The 162 is on the drum bus. The guitar aux takes ACP 88, 7, and 8. Now notice that the 162 says linked, but the 7 and 8 is not linked on the ACP 88. That's over here on the outboard gear. That means that you're going to want the stereo couple to be engaged on the 162, but don't have any links active on the ACP 88 channel 7 and 8. Alrighty. Next, we've got a compressor on the bass aux, one of the ACP 88s. And finally, on the vocal mic, we've got two compressors stacked on top of each other. Looking good. Alrighty. So, now I can begin patching everything. Quite a bit to go on here, but it's pretty straight ahead, so I'll patch one of them with the camera on, and then I'll pause it afterwards. We're going to not bother with the channel strips for this. We're going to go straight from converter to hardware unit. That way, if we decide to load up any hardware emulation plugins in our mix, it won't cause any problems with the real console sound we have going through the channel strips. Alright, so for our first insert, it was on A1. That went down to ACP 88 channel 1. And then the output from channel ACP 88.1 goes to the 192 analog input 1. So in this sense, we're basically just using the converters, the 192s. The output is a send, insert send, and the 192 analog input as a return. Okay, I'm going to pause this and then do that for the rest of my channels. Okay guys, I'm back. You can see that I've patched the rest of my inserts. That's just corresponding to the way that we had the inserts in the I/O list. As such, all patched up and ready to go. So since we've got a lot of things normaled with our setup, we only have a couple more patches to make. Our direct outs, C7 and 8, are going to go to the mains. I'm doing that with green cables. External A1 in left and right. And our attenuated DI signal for reamp is waiting for us on channel 19, the one that's been attenuated there. So if I just take direct out 19 on the patch bay, I'm going to connect that to mic panel A24. So it's waiting for us in the live room. Great, let's go to the live room now and make sure that we cover running a passive DI in reverse for reamp. Alrighty. So, mic panel A24 is where we patched the DI signal, the attenuated DI signal. So that's going to plug into a passive DI in reverse. That means that our input is actually our output. So we need to flip around. We're going to use our output as our input. Like so. And now I can use an unbalanced TS cable here as an output because it's in reverse. That then it plugs into an amp. This is our fake amp because we don't have an amp at Kate. So anyways, that's going to plug into there. You could change up your settings however you'd like. Once you've got the amp sounding the way you'd like, you can take two mics, position them onto the amplifier, and then connect those two microphones via XLR to channels 17 and 18 on the mic panel. They would already be normaled to our console channels, ready to record and show up on our Pro Tools channels. Okay, that's about it, guys. Have fun with that. I hope it works out. Oh, right, and of course, don't forget to set up your monitoring path. Have external A1 on and selected as external A. All right, see you guys next time.